Welcome to another edition of Tolland County Economy. I'm your host, Drew Crandall. According to the 2005 Metro Hartford Market Guide and statistics from the Tolland County Chamber of Commerce, Tolland County has 143,000 residents. 72,000 of those residents are in the labor force. 70,000 are employed for a total employment rate of about 96%. There are 2,833 job sites in Tolland County that employ almost 38,000 people for an average size of 13 employees per work site. If everyone who worked inside Tolland County gathered together in one place at one time, you would practically fill the new Yukon football stadium in East Hartford. While it's not the home of many major corporations, in the sense of corporate headquarters on I-84 and sprawling complexes, Tolland County is very entrepreneurial. The businesses here have a significant local, regional, national, and international impact. One of those businesses located right here in Bolton, right in our own backyard, is Munson's Chocolates. With me tonight is Jim Florence, their sales manager. Jim, thanks for being on the show today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. First of all, where is Munson's Chocolates?
Munson's Chocolates headquarters is located right here in Bolton, Connecticut, 174 Hop River Road to be specific, which is Route 6 in Bolton.
Okay, great. And what do you do?
I'm the sales manager at Munson's Chocolates.
Okay. And what does Munson's Chocolates do?
Well, Munson's Chocolates, as the name gives, we're a chocolate company, but we're a lot more than that. We're actually a retail manufacturer, which means we make it in the back and sell it out in the front.
Wow. When did the company get started?
The company started actually back in 1945.
Okay.
World War II had just ended, and Ben Munson and his wife Josephine wanted to do something after the sugar rations had been lifted, wanted to do something to supplement their family income. And they decided to go into making candy. Ben Munson actually was a candy maker by trade, and they decided to rent a little apartment on Taylor Street in Manchester, and where he would make his hard candies, ribbon candies, that type of thing. He would take those candies and bring them to other businesses in the town of Manchester and wholesale them. Well, customers thought it was fantastic. They said, Ben, you make such a wonderful product. Why don't you open up a business?
Isn't that the horse barn? Isn't that where that
That's
comes
exactly
in?
where it comes into play, right across from Shady Glen. There was a horse barn there way back when, and Ben and Josephine took all the money they had, bought the supplies, and they put everything into it, and bought this building and called it the Dandy Candy Company.
Okay. You know, that rings a bell with me being an entrepreneur myself. I started my business from scratch here in Tolland County in Vernon 17 years ago. And sometimes people who want to start a business think they have to have millions of dollars and get big loans and big grants and have a huge facility before they even start. And you know, that's not the way most businesses start. It's just like a child being born at Manchester Hospital or Rockville General Hospital. A child it takes years to grow.
Sure.
And we see that in the history of Munson's Chocolates.
I think what it is you know, you have to have a vision. You have to have a passion for what it is that you want to do. No matter whatever it is that you're going to do, you have to have a passion and go for it.
Right. So he had that passion for candy that it was long before he started the candy company.
Yeah, he loved it.
That was his trade.
He loved it. And when they started the Dandy Candy Company in 1946, they started, their opening day actually was Valentine's Day.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Well, big snowstorm, largest one they had, not one sale for Valentine's Day.
Who would have thunk it?
You know, but obviously and luckily they prevailed, they moved on, and what they ended up doing was they started to expand the hard candies that they were making, because at that time they were only doing hard candies. And they decided to bring chocolates into caramels and centers. So Ben would make the candies in the morning, give them to Josephine. She would hand dip them and get them ready for retail and sell them out in the stores.
I wonder if there's one person that got candy that Valentine's Day.
I'm sure there was at least one person anyways.
And you know, that is really important too for people who may be toying with the idea of starting a business. In my opinion, and it sounds like their story is the same, you have to have the support of husband and wife.
No question.
And she was right at his side during the good times and the bad. And like you said, they sacrificed, they put everything they had into it. Entrepreneurship is not for wimps. It's not an easy thing to do, but you know, there are rewards and there are joys that come from it also.
No question.
Which we'll cover in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did the firm start in Tolland County? It really, technically, it didn't. But when did it move from the horse barn near Shady Glen over to Bolton?
Actually, it was in 1954 that happened.
Okay.
It was a 1,300 square foot house right on Route 6, right where it is now. And the existing front of the building, you'll see a sign that says 1954.
Okay.
And that's actually part of the original building.
Sure.
It moved there, and at that time, the name changed from the Dandy Candy Company to Munson's Candy Kitchen.
Okay.
And it was also at that time where their eldest son, Bob Munson, really started getting into the business.
Okay.
And like most children of entrepreneurs, when you have a family business and you're not in school, you're at the business doing whatever it takes to get done.
Yep.
And that's what Bob did his entire life, and actually that's what his daughter Karen did her entire life, and we hope that's what our daughter Alex is going to do as well.
And that's a tough one, because you don't want to force your children into going into an area that they're really not, they don't have a passion for.
Right.
And how do you respect their free will to choose their own life versus your passion and your interest in seeing the family business perpetuated?
I think you just see it that there are opportunities, and if she wants to do that, it's there for her to go. We'd like to see it go another 60 years.
Sure. I noticed on your company's website, in terms of history and interesting stuff, I noticed a couple awards there.
Yes.
Various awards from the Hartford Advocate and Connecticut Magazine.
Yes.
And also something just this past May with the SBA. What's that all about?
Yeah, we had just received an award from the Small Business Administration for 2005 Connecticut Family Business of the Year.
Wow.
And
cool.
I have to tell you, it's we are so honored by all these awards and accolades that we get. We work so hard to make sure we have a good quality product that our customers really appreciate, and that's kind of our reward. It's our customers letting us know that we're doing a good job.
It's an affirmation.
No question.
You don't do it for the ego.
Not at all.
It just comes, it's satisfying because you know you've worked hard.
Absolutely.
And it's nice to get a little pat on the shoulder for it.
Well, we want to make sure that we're continuing to create the best quality product that we can, and when we have customers come up, that really gives us a great deal of joy too.
Now, am I understanding it correctly that Munson's Chocolates has become the largest chocolate company in Connecticut?
Yeah, we are the largest chocolate retail manufacturer, meaning we make it in the back and we sell it out front. We have 10 retail stores throughout the state of Connecticut.
Wow. And where are they located? They're all over the place, aren't they?
We're
From Westport to
Westport, Orange, to
West
Farms Mall. We're Mystic, Connecticut, Newington. We're scattered orange. We're up in Avon, West Simsbury area.
Sure.
Glastonbury now, so we're doing a redo at our store at Glastonbury. So you know, that's a new project for us.
So with all this, how many people do you currently employ?
The overall business, we have about 175 employees throughout the state. That's full-time and part-time. And we have about 50 or so at our main facility manufacturing plant in Bolton.
That's a lot of responsibility.
It is. It is.
Wow. Your father-in-law, as you mentioned, and your wife work in the business.
That's correct.
What's it like to work for the family and with the family? What are some unique quirks about it or experiences?
I'll tell you, it really is fantastic to be able to work with your family members. We're part of an organization called the RCI, which is the Retail Confectioners International. And that organization is made up of several hundred other businesses, candy businesses, in the U.S., Canada, all over the place. And they're primarily family-related businesses. So with a family business, and we've seen when it's not so good in a family business and things aren't going good, it's horrible. But in a family business that runs well, works well, everyone gets along together, works like very well together, it's fantastic. And that's what we have at Munson's. It runs very smoothly. Everyone works well with each other. It makes it really a wonderful and unique experience.
So when a lot of people go into a store and they see candy on store shelves, you know, they think of the big boys. You know, Hershey's, etc., Mars. But in reality, if I'm listening right, there is a large candy industry that's primarily comprised of smaller family-owned businesses.
Absolutely. There are many of the businesses in our organization, they may be 2 or 3 people, they may be 500 people. So there are small mom-and-pop type of places all the way up to the larger big boys. Absolutely.
And your specific role in the company, I found it interesting when we were talking offline that you actually have sales and marketing experience from another company that's very prominent in Tolland County. And that is Gerber, Gerber Scientific, Gerber Technologies. And which side of Gerber did you work for?
I came out of the sign and screen industry, part of that, and I brought a little of that background with me coming into Munson's.
Cool.
And it's been a nice combination. It really has.
Wow. Who are your customers? I understand you have retail stores, so your customers tend to be consumers going through a mall, and they have a need for chocolates.
Who doesn't have a need for chocolates, Drew? Everyone has a need
That's
for
right.
chocolates. We have many different types of customers. We have obviously our retail customers, men, women, kids, grandparents, all kinds of different customers in that aspect from the retail end of things. We also have our wholesale customers, those that we make product for and they sell in their retail stores.
Okay. Do you private label it for them, or is it?
We do some private label, but primarily most of it is reselling our product.
Okay.
We sell them down at the casinos, both Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun. We've been down there since they've opened. So we do that end of things on some wholesale stuff. And then, of course, we have all of our different corporate accounts. We have all of our fundraising customers. So we have a wide variety of customers.
Okay. Well, I see some of the samples here. Some of the viewers, you may be able to see a little bit of this on the table here. But, of course, I went to UConn, and we're in Husky Mania country here. And your wife went to UConn, and you went to Eastern.
I went to Eastern, right down the road, and actually Bob Munson went to UConn as well.
So you can relate.
We can all relate. We're all Husky fans here. And one of the things that we had done several years back is worked with the University of Connecticut in creating a Husky bar. And it's really been fantastic from their perspective. They wanted to come out with other products other than just hats and T-shirts, because they wanted something where they would have more of a turnover, where they could get more customers to buy. Consumables,
like the ice cream that I've seen.
The ice cream, the coffee, everything. So we've come up with the UConn Husky bars, and it's been a great addition to our line as well as theirs. Another great thing about this is we donate actually a percentage of all the sales back to the University of Connecticut, not to the specific athletic program, but to the university in general. So that's a win-win for them and for us.
And I understand you have some really cool new technology that just came in.
We do. We have.
You're like a kid with his new toy.
It's fantastic. We now have the ability to customize our chocolates even more, where we can take 4-color graphics and photographs and pictures of your logo and actually put them on chocolate.
Wow.
It's a wonderful new addition.
Edible inks.
They're edible inks is what they are. Absolutely. It's food coloring.
Okay.
But basically, we have the ability to get nice 4-color graphics on there, so it makes a wonderful presentation if you're giving something to a customer or a client, that type of thing.
And you don't have to buy thousands and thousands of boxes.
Absolutely not. I mean, as low as 50 minimum for any of these types of things where they're on a chocolate lollipop. Maybe you're doing something for your soccer team, or you're having a kid's party, that type of thing.
Wow. So you took what you learned at Gerber, and I can see a linkage here. That's pretty cool.
There is a linkage here. Prior to starting this, which is called our Picture Perfect line of chocolates, we have something else we have called our custom collection. And that started just about 10 years ago. And that was something that allows us to do to this day, where we can take a customer's logo, put it on a box of chocolates, and there are no minimums. So we get a wonderful, fast turnaround time. The customer gets a great product, they get a great quality, and they get their logo. So they're showcasing their image, but having a good quality product.
So if someone wanted something like that, they could visit your facility in Bolton. Can they also, if they were interested in that, go to one of your retail stores across the state?
Absolutely. You can go to any of our retail stores, and our brochures have the information in there. You can get information on our website, obviously, as well.
And that's another sales revenue source for you. I browsed your website in preparation for this interview, and you have a lot online that people can order right there.
Yeah, we do. The other unique thing about that is we do that all in-house as well. So it gives us the ability to put a new product up online instantly and have something go up or change anything that we need to change.
Wow.
The Internet has really made a nice addition to the business and made it more accessible to our customers.
Right. So most of your customers are still based primarily in Connecticut, but the Internet, of course, opens up opportunities without any geographic borders.
All around the country, it really does. And there's a lot of people that live in Connecticut that want a piece of Connecticut, or left Connecticut and want a piece of Connecticut.
So they can go online, order, and it gets delivered.
We can ship it right to them, those brown trucks, UPS.
I understand recently you received planning and zoning approval for expansion of your Bolton facility.
We did.
What was that all about? What will the new facility consist of?
The new facility actually, what we had done is taken our existing, we had a garage where we housed our vans and some of our equipment, and we changed that over to a 40-degree room. We have approximately 36,000 square feet of manufacturing space at our facility, and we're busting at the seams. There's no more room, so every little inch we can possibly get is big.
Right.
So we took a pretty big undertaking to make that little facility for that much storage.
Right.
The approval was, we received approval to make a garage to put our vans in.
Okay.
So the building that's going up is going to take the vans that were attached to our building and now put them in a building just right next to us on our same property.
Okay. So 100% of your manufacturing is done right in Bolton?
It's all done right in Bolton, yep.
Wow. Why do you choose to remain in Tolland County? I'm sure a business like yours, you could say, well, gee, we could move here, we could move there, but you've stayed literally in the same place since 1954.
We have. Yeah,
51 years.
You know, it's where our roots are, and of course, you know, all of our employees are from around the area, and the community's it's a great community. It really is, and we like the area here. It's kind of what's our home.
Right, and it's your niche.
It is. It is.
And I see some businesses that expand far beyond their roots, and they suffer for it.
Yeah, you know, when you're expanding your business or growing your business, you have to be careful on how fast, how you grow, and where you go.
Right.
And we found being right where we are has worked out very well for us.
Great. And I understand you live in Tolland County also.
I live right down the road.
Wow.
Right close to the shop.
Wow. So that speaks volumes about the quality of life here.
It does. Yeah, it's a great community. It really is. It's a nice town.
Great. What are some of the biggest joys and benefits of operating a candy company?
Well, that's a kind of rhetorical question, I guess, isn't it? Basically, I would have to tell you, I work with chocolate all day long.
Right.
I mean, it's wonderful.
How bad can it get?
Exactly. It's a wonderful experience. It's a fantastic product to work with, a great quality product.
Right.
You work with chocolate, you're always happy.
Right. You can wake up with a smile.
That's right.
And it's fun to sell what you sell.
It's great because no matter who I'm talking to, I can talk to many different types of industries, and people from all different types, and they can all relate to a product because these products can fit into whatever if it's a gift for corporate or for friends or for family.
Sure. What are some of the biggest challenges of operating a candy business?
Well, it's not just a candy business. I think there's a challenge, as you know, in any business. I think one of the biggest challenges that we have currently would be that because we're almost 60 years in business and we're at third generation, statistically, as you know, the further down you get in generations, the tougher it is to survive. And I think that's probably one of our biggest challenges, really, to continue to market our product, continue to make the best quality product that we know how, to give the customers the best products. I think that is really the biggest challenge, and hopefully go another 60 years.
Right. Okay. So perpetuation.
Absolutely.
Just keeping your pedal to the metal.
That's right.
Keep on trucking.
That's right.
Do growing concerns about diets in America? We've seen a lot of publicity the past year, especially, about the obesity of Americans.
Sure.
I just saw something in the press yesterday, a forecast for the future that America is going to continue to become heavier and heavier in weight. Where does the whole candy business lie in that whole scenario?
Well, you know, I think like anything in life, it's all about moderation. You know, I can sit down and eat 2 pounds of pasta, and I can have, you know, a bunch of bread and rice and everything else. But, you know, there is really a specific, I mean, there is a place for candy in your
American
everyday
diets.
diet. Absolutely. But it's just moderation. You have to learn to sit down and have maybe an ounce, not 10 ounces of chocolate.
Okay. That's interesting. I read recently, too, that certain types of chocolate, or something in chocolate, certain chocolates, is actually good for you.
Actually, you're probably seeing a big trend now with the dark chocolates or the buzzwords of the high cocoa mass, that type of thing. They have the antioxidants, flavonoids that actually you find in red wines and strawberries and blueberries, that type of thing that research has shown has actually found some health benefits for the heart and maybe possibly helping with blood pressure and cholesterol and all that type of thing. So it's really the dark chocolate that they've found these antioxidants in.
Right. When this scientific evidence comes up, are you alert to those things in terms of how you can tweak your recipes and your product line to adjust it to reflect these new findings, or is
well, you know, we're aware of a lot of the the new things that come out and the new research that comes out, but you really have to be careful about how you use that with the public, because you don't want to go and take some information that just go overboard with some of that stuff, because you find in a lot of these cases you find a lot of trends like the Atkins diets and things of that you see.
There's an ebb and flow to it.
Everyone jumped on the bandwagon,
off.
and then what happened is you look at a lot of the businesses that put a lot of time, energy, and effort, money into that, and they're not so good right now.
Right. What are the favorite candies that you sell?
Favorite candies, probably the most popular items would be our almond toffee butter crunch, our pecan caramel patties.
Yum, yum.
I would say our almond bark, that type of thing. Those are the staple items that have been around forever, and they continue to be the favorite. The caramels, that type of thing.
Okay. And they're all secret family recipes?
You know, started way back with Ben Munson and his son Bob, and our candy makers now. They are our secret recipes, that's for sure.
So they sign a non-disclosure contract when you hire them?
No comment.
What do you see in terms of trends in Tolland County? For example, you're right on Route 6.
Sure.
And, of course, for years they've talked about what to do with the interstate highway. Originally, I-84 was supposed to go from Manchester straight across to Providence.
That's right.
And 384 was chopped at Bolton Notch.
That's right.
When it was supposed to continue. And it's known as Death Alley, and I mean
Suicide 6. Yeah.
Right, but on the other side of the coin, the predictions for population growth are very good for Andover and for that whole strip. Coventry is growing very rapidly. So what do you see from your vantage point in terms of trends in Tolland County?
Well, I think that specifically the Route 6 thing, that thing has been talked about since 1946, because I remember hearing stories back when
the
Bob
interstate
was
highway
telling
system was just being
That's right. They were saying it way
put
back
together.
then, and nothing's changed. It's been the same. Now, I think as far as the trends go in the area, I think people like these smaller communities. They like living out a little bit further away. They can get to Hartford. They can get to the city. And you just feel like you're removed away from the city. But you can get there if you need to.
Right. I'm curious. I remember years ago the DOT, I believe, actually bought and took over a lot of the homes to make room for the highway.
Yes,
I mean, with the location of your plant, is there any concern that if such a highway ever did come in, that your real estate would be affected?
Well, it's always a concern, I guess. We are surrounded actually by all state property. Above us, behind us, and below us is all state property.
Okay.
But I'd like to think that we would still be not in the way of a big bridge.
Right. What do you see in the future for Munson's Chocolates? Do you have any job openings coming up?
As far as openings right now, we're pretty much all set, I think. We get a lot of our college kids come back during the holidays, that type of thing, and help us in the retail end of things.
So students at MCC or Eastern or UConn?
That's right. Some of the kids out of state even come back home that have worked with us for many years. And we take a lot of pride in that. Our employees, we'd like to think of them as family members. Many of them have been with us over 20 years.
Right.
And you don't find that too often, that you get people that want to continue to work with us.
Sure. Jim, you've grown up here in this area. Sure. I'm curious, with your experience at Gerber and also here, what tips would you have for people hunting for a job and seeking employment? What have you seen in your years of experience? What are some basic qualifications for workers that you see as crucial to getting and keeping a job?
I think from what we look at and what we look for, the first thing I would probably say is honesty, integrity, and the willingness to work very hard. We've got programs that we have set up that are superb, and we want people to work with that to continue to help us make great products, great service, the whole thing. So those are the types of things that we would probably look for in people.
So a strong work ethic.
Absolutely.
Honesty, integrity.
Absolutely.
They're not stealing chocolates on the assembly line.
Right. Well, we let them eat chocolate all day long if they want. Absolutely.
Okay. Wow, I think you'll get some calls on this one. Boy, I think your applications for jobs will spike here. That's right.
Good.
By the way, we had an office cat in our office for 12 years. Her name was Kit. The name of my business is Keep in Touch. And for years, we gave away Kit Kat bars.
Sure.
So we gave away thousands of candy bars. And for years and years and years, one of the perks of working for my business was free Kit Kat bars to my staff. So I'll have to look into Munson candies.
You should do that. You should do
Keep
that.
the business local.
That's right. Keep it local.
If someone watching the show is considering becoming an entrepreneur,
Sure.
What nuggets of advice might you give him or her?
Again, I'd probably tell them to do their homework first. Find out every aspect of the product, the service, the business that he or she wants to get into. Learn as much as they possibly can about it. If you can experience it and work at another business that's similar to that and see if you can learn some things about that. And also, you really need to have the passion of what it is that you want to do. You got to like it. You got to be able to go to work in the morning and say, you know, I really enjoy doing what I do.
Right. Because we all know there are good days and there are bad days.
They're all good days when you're in the candy business.
Right. But one thing that gets you over the hump is that passion.
That's right.
Through the good times and the bad times.
That's right. You have to have it.
So are there any seasonal aspects? There must be. I mean, Valentine's Day, Easter,
Christmas.
Sure. So sales spike. There's a natural ebb and flow to the sales curve.
Christmas, Valentine, Easter are really our three major holidays.
Okay.
You have your Mother's Day and Father's Day and some of those other things. But those are the three major holidays for us. And I'm sure many people can attest if they come down to shop during the week of Easter, they'll see some lines down there.
Quite busy.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
How can viewers to this show get more information on Munson's chocolates?
Sure. Of course, you can always go to our website at munsonschocolates.com.
Could you repeat that?
Sure. www.munsonschocolates.com.
And they're both plural, right? Munson's chocolates. Because I tried Munson chocolate.
Right. You want to have Munson's
Couldn't go
and
there.
chocolates.
Right.
That's right. Both
and
plural.
if they don't have internet access,
they can certainly call our 800 number, 888-MUNSONS.
Oh, boy.
Munson's.
Could you repeat that one more time?
888-MUNSONS.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, this has been a treat, Jim. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
It's been my pleasure.
And it's really cool what you're doing to support the local economy and the state economy. And it's cool to see the technology that you're employing and the creativity and the enthusiasm. You're sort of a shining example of what we like to see here in Tolland County.
Well, we appreciate it, and we appreciate everything that our customers have given back to us. We enjoy making the candy as much as they enjoy eating it.
I'm curious as we close, are your grandparents or your grandparents-in-law, are they still alive?
No, they've actually since passed on. Josephine Munson just passed away last year. And she was a wonderful, sweet lady, and we want to continue all of her vision.
Yeah, terrific. Well, thank you very much for watching Tolland County Economy. This concludes our show for tonight. And please check out munsonschocolates.com. And please introduce yourself to Jim and the rest of the staff there, to the family, and give them some encouragement and support them, because they're a really neat local business. So please support them. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.